Hey, good morning, fam. Good morning. Hope all is well with everybody. It is currently 6:59 a.m. in the morning. I'm getting an early morning start today because I'm meeting. Well, it's a jam-packed day today. First thing first today is I'm meeting with the regional for our East Coast area, the regional wholesaler on the annuity side, right? The gentleman wanted to meet with me because last month I submitted a significant amount of premium or deposit to their particular company for a client of mine. It's pretty much a retirement rollover is what we did for this gentleman, right? And along with that, I have like a bunch of things also in the pipeline. And I got an email saying that the regional wholesaler, when I have breakfast with me, he'll be in Maryland. So pretty much we'll schedule that appointment. So that's for 8 in the morning. So I'm headed there right now to go meet this gentleman. Don't know what's gonna be about. I'm sure it's a good thing, because when you're producing, all good things come to you, right? So that's number one today. And then after I'm done with that one, then I'm headed to Delaware for a client of mine who sold a property and purchased another property, but then she got some funds that's left over and she want to go over options as to what to do with it. And then I come back to Maryland, and then I have 2 back-to-back appointments. So it's gonna be a jam-packed day today, right? Now, why am I saying all this to you? Because a few months back, business was a little shaky, right? I didn't know what was going on. Things was crazy. Clients was canceling appointments, right? It felt almost dark. But there's a couple of things I've learned in this business, but also being an entrepreneur, is that you gotta be able to learn to dance in the storm. You gotta be able to learn to dance in the storm. Okay? You know how when you were little and it's raining outside, some people let their kids go out and do this, some people don't. But our parents did when just for a little bit, it's raining outside, you go outside and you play in the rain and stuff like that, and then you go back in the house, whatever. Cool. You are happy, even though it's storming and it's raining, right? You're happy, you're laughing, you're giggly, all that good stuff, right? I think we tend to forget that as we grow up as an adult, and as life happens and you get frustrated. You understand? You take things more seriously than what they are, even though it's serious. But I think a lot of people spend more time being angry at the situation instead of trying to figure out the situation. Okay? So went through all of that. Then all of a sudden, it's like a floodgate started to open up. Now, while I was going through all of that, there's something about me, like when things are not going right, I almost double and triple down. Like it's almost like I refuse to lose. And I don't know if this is the competitive side of me, because I did play basketball. I did run track. It might be that mentality. I don't know. But there's one thing about me, is that I refuse to give in. And I think if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, if you're gonna be in this space, insurance industry, or let's say you do real estate or whatever, but you own a beauty shop, whatever it is, right? You have to learn to dance in the storm, and you have to have a mentality where you refuse to lose, right? No matter what, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose. So when all that was going on, I doubled down, tripled down, pound the phone some more, rolled my sleeve up, went back to the basics, started knocking on some doors, started calling clients and asking for referrals. You know, sometimes when you start to make money, things are coming like this, you forget the basics. You understand? Sometimes when things start to come to you like in automatic, you forgot to stick to the basics. So I had to go back to the basics. And then all of a sudden, the floodgates started to open. Okay? I had to go back to hitting the phones. I had to go back to working 6, 7, 8 hour days, you know, pounding the phone and, you know, asking for referrals. You know, I had to, you know, go back to going through my book of business and see, you know, whose policy was no longer active, and call them and say, hey, what happened? You know, how can we get you back on the books, etc., etc. Right? But I just refused to give in at that particular moment. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. So if you're watching this today, this morning, and also too, when that time was going on, and I've been through many different phases in this business. You understand? And that's gonna happen to you as you grow in this business, right? As you're getting, you know the saying, new level, new devil. It's a real thing. It's a real thing, right? As you excel, as you elevate, you know, when you're getting up there in height and in space, it's a little harder to breathe up there. Okay? You have to learn how to breathe. You have to have the oxygen tank and things like that, right? It's almost like the same thing in life. When you start to elevate, okay, things get tighter, things get like, you know, things get a little bit harder, right? But each level you go, you learn how to adjust, how to pivot. You get stronger, right? So as all that was going on with everything, I was dancing in the storm, you know, double down, triple down, working harder. I also elevated my self-talk. I elevated my self-talk. Okay? I talked to myself more. I told myself it was going to be okay. I told myself I was a high-level producer. I told myself I was a top producer. I was telling myself that I'm the best in the world. This is real talk. This is real talk. I was telling myself I'm the best in the world, in the world. I was telling myself, you understand, that you know, I'm a millionaire. You understand? I'm a multi-six-figure earner. You know, my agency is the best in the nation. You know, my agent's a top producer. And I was saying that every hour on the hour. Right? Because I realized that, and I don't, it's very weird. When I talk to people about this, they just brush it off, right? But when you get to a point where you start to attract things and magnetize things to you by way of affirmation and self-talk, you almost have to continue doing it. Because your voice to the universe is like a pipeline. Let me say that one more time. And this is just my personal belief, because as I'm studying this, I'm realizing that whenever I stop my self-talk or my affirmation or writing my goals down every single day, things start to go downhill. But as soon as I pick it back up again, things start to go upwards again. So it's almost like, in a way, you know, I don't want to say this, but it's almost like, in a way, you're better off not even starting this. Because once you start it and you start to attract and magnetize things to you by way of self-talk, right? Once you start to do that, is your voice, your tongue is the gateway, the pipeline to the universe. And the universe will turn it right back to you that way. But once you shut the pipeline, everything you ask for starts to fall off. Listen, I don't know if you believe it or not. I don't know. But for me personally, I realize that whenever I stop my affirmation, my self-talk to myself, whenever I start writing my goals down daily, things don't go so well. So, I wanted to take a moment to share that with somebody today who's watching this. For you to understand in a way what could be going on with you and how to fix it and how to make adjustment and how to pivot. I hope this message helps somebody today. If you can work on those 3 things, when things are not going well, you at your happiest. You laugh, you smile, almost like you're faking it till you make it. You laugh, you smile, you're happy because you know it's gonna get better. You know it's not gonna stay the way it is. So in a way, you already projecting ahead of time. Okay? Then the other part is, then now you have to go to work. Faith without work is dead. I know you guys have heard that before. Faith without work is dead. So you can sing your affirmation all day if you want to. You can dance it across town. Doesn't matter if you don't put in the heavy. See, the work itself is like you having a shovel and you're digging and you're digging and you're digging. Like, you know the gold is there, down there. You know for sure that the gold is down there. But to get to the gold, you have to do some digging. And then last but not least is your affirmation and your self-talk. All these things together will almost instantly change your circumstances. Hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Talk to y'all soon.